Welcome to lecture number 4 of ServiceNow scripting course. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go to our scripts background. Click on that, and then yes. So yes, previously we have covered variables, operators, string, type conversion, and conditional statements. Now today we will understand what are loops. Different type of loops we have. Okay, so let's get started. First, we need to understand like what is a loop. Okay, so if you understand, if you want to if you execute something which is repetitive in nature, okay, repetitive, like same logic but with different parameters, basically iteration. We have seen this type of symbol. This is loop. Okay, so suppose you want to print table of 10. Okay, so you can see like 10, 20, 30, etc., etc., or you want to print 200 times. Like suppose there is a pattern to print 200 times. So instead of writing, okay, instead, okay, instead of writing gs.info or like console.log again and again, we can use loops. Okay, so let's see. Same thing I can write like repetitive work. Okay, or what we understand is same logic but with different parameters. Same logic with different parameters. Okay, so in ServiceNow or basically in JavaScript, we have 3 to 4 types of loop. Okay, first let's understand while loop. So the syntax is first you have to declare, then while condition, then in this there is a condition of termination. Okay, so because they are not declared yet, so we can put it in string. Okay, declare. Then logic and incrementer. Okay, so what it is? Okay, so if we see by an example, so first I have tell you that we have to declare it, declare a variable or basically initialize, like variable I equals to 0. Then while we have to put a terminating condition because this is the condition when we want loop to stop executing. because if we don't allow and if we don't put a right termination, it will go to infinite. If not handled carefully, run infinite times and it will crash system. Okay, so it will crash system. Okay, then we have to logic and we can complete. Okay, so let's put this in comment. Basically, to understand. Okay, now suppose I want to print to 10 times first while so variable I equals to anything like variable I equals to 1. So this is our variable initialization and declaration. And what is the terminating condition when I becomes more than 10? When I is less than equal to 10, whenever I is less than equal to 10, it will go to this while condition, while blocks. Okay, so print 2, then I incrementer. So if we map variable I is declaration, this is the basically counter to store how many times we have executed our loop. Okay, then this is the condition of termination. If I is less than or equal to 10, execute this loop, and whenever I becomes 11, this will this loop will not get executed. So basically I plus plus equal to is equal to I is equals to I plus 1. It is a shorthand property to use this. Okay, we have covered this in assignment operator that I equals to I plus 1, or we can write it as also I plus plus. Okay, so if I run the script, you can see we have printed to 10 times. Okay, so that's why. So it is up to us. Suppose I want to print I 50 times. I can run the script and to will run 50 times. Okay, so it is up to us how we can want to execute it. Okay, so this is our counter. This is the logic when we need to terminate it. This is our logic if we want to print it or like anything. Suppose I want to print hello 5 times. So I can print hello and I can increment the counter. Okay. So, yep. Okay. So now let's comment this. Okay. Print hello 10 times. Okay. Now, same thing. I can use it. I can use it like table of 10. Okay. So same thing. First counter. We have to declare a counter. Then while I want to print a table of 10. So whenever I is less than equal to 10. And gs.info to print it, and then we can write our logic I into 10, and we can increment our counter. So, and I can put a nice description here, which is like 10 multiply 1 equals to 10. Then whenever I becomes 2, 10 times 2 is 20. So if I run the script, you can see 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, 10 times 4 is 40. So simple, like, so we have written like while I is less than, so I is less than equal to 10. Go to this loop, variable I is equals to 0, and print, basically print I multiply 10 and I plus plus. So what does it mean? First, we have I is equals to 0. It will check. Does I is less than equal to 10? Yes, I is less than equal to 10. So it goes to the loop. It will print. So to put I 1. Okay. Okay. And same thing equals to 1. It will check 1 is less than equal to 10, true. So it will print 1 multiply 10. It will print 10. Then I plus plus, which means I equals to I plus 1, which is I is 1, 1 plus 1. Now I, updated value of I is 2. Then again, it will go to the loop. It will check 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes. Then print 2 multiply 10, which is 20. Then again, I plus plus, our I become 2 plus 1 is equals to 3. Updated value of I. So that is how our loop will work. Okay. This is one type of loop, while loop. Then we have for loop. Same thing, just different syntax. Okay. So the syntax will be for. You have to declare it. Okay. You have to declare it like this is our declaration or counter, whatever you want to say, counter. Then we have condition. Condition. Then we have this incrementer here. Incrementer. And then we have logic. So this is the for loop. So if we want to convert while loop to the for loop, I can show you the steps so you will get an understanding. Okay. Suppose we have while loop. While loop is variable I equals to 1. Okay. Let me variable I equals to 1. Then while I is less than equal to 10, start this block and gs.info print I times 10 and increment counter. Okay, so this is our. Now let's convert this loop into for loop. So in place of while, place for. Then this incrementer will goes here. Variable I equals to 1. Okay. Then this condition here, I less than equal to 10. And then this condition I plus plus here, I plus plus. Or then this condition here, ds.info I times 10. The same thing, just a different way of writing it. Okay. So see variable I equals to 0 or 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus, and we can copy this thing. Okay. Suppose now I want a table of 15. So I have to just change it here. Run the script, and you can see 15 times 1, 15, 15 times 2, 30, 15 times 10 is 150. Okay. Same thing, same as while loop, syntax difference. Now let's comment out this. Then we have do while loop. So what is a do while loop? So basically in do while, it will not check the condition first time. So the difference is it will not check the condition first time. It will check further. Okay, like it will not check the condition first time, but after that it will check. Okay, so let me show you. Same thing, same concept, just a difference is it will not check the condition first time. Suppose there is a use case where you have to run a loop one time at least. So you can use do while loop. Okay. So the do while loop is same as was variable anything like variable x is 0. Do this block, you have to do like gs dot info hello. Okay. And x plus plus increment the counter, and you have to put while here when x is less than equal to 5. Okay. So if you run this, you can see hello prints 6 times because first time it will run anyhow, then it will check the condition. So suppose a condition is returning false always. Okay, it will returning false always. So but it will run one time and then it will stop working. So if I run this, one time it will print and then again it will check. So do while loop, same as for loop and while loop. Just a small difference is it will not check the condition first time, but after that it will check. Okay, simple concept, same concept. Now we have nested loops, loops inside loops. So nested loops is loop inside loop. Okay, so the main principle of loop inside loop is in the use cases. The use cases are basically arrays within arrays, but we have not talked about arrays. So just for description, arrays within arrays. We will talk about arrays in couple of in the next lectures, and to iterate or to loop over matrix. Okay, or to loop over multiple records. Okay, let's understand the concept of nested loops. What is a nested loop? The concept of nested loop is basically, suppose you have the matrix. There are rows and columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. The column name. So, okay. So how do you iterate over these? Okay. How do you iterate over these elements? Because in backend, we store these. It will store as arrays within arrays. I know like you are guessing what is arrays. So like array for now, simply array is a data structure that holds continuous data. Okay, so suppose array within arrays means this is the large array which denotes this matrix mat equals to, and then these are the separate arrays we have. These are the separate arrays. So like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. This is the concept of arrays within arrays. Or we have different use cases. Like suppose there is a record. Okay. This suppose there is a record which contains information like name, age, male, and now country. Now country is a different table where we have different type of countries. And in country we have regions. Regions has another table. So to iterate from this to this to this, we have a concept of nested loops. Okay, so let's go to the demo to understand what is a nested loop. Suppose you have two loops. So let's start for first loop is variable a equals to 0. And a should be less than equal to 5. Let's start a with 1. A1 to 5. A plus plus. Then we have a different loop variable b, which is same 1 and up to 3. If we print it, suppose if you want to print it, okay, suppose if you want to print it, it is just I have used a thing to format it better. Okay, now if I run this, you can see if I can make this space to look better. So it will go to the first of first element, like first of first, 1 equals to 1. Then it will goes to 1 to 2, 1 to 3, then 2 to 1, 2 to 3. So basically, you can understand this is as a row and this is as column. So if you want to iterate over rows and columns in a matrix, so we have declared A as 5 and B as 3. You can see we have written something like for A to 1 and A is less than equal to 5. So we means we are iterating from 1 to 5. then we are incrementing it, and then for B1, B to the 3, and B plus B. So that means we are iterating from 1 to 3. So if we print anything, so the matrix will look like something where this is A rows and this is B column. So this is A and this is B. So the combination of 1 1, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3. Then we have 2 1, 2 1. So the order of execution is this, 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 this. Like we are first completing the row, then this row. So we are going row by row. Okay. So maybe it is a little complex, but if you practice, you will understand. So we will go row by row. Okay. You can see also here, we are first going to 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, then 2 to 1, 2 to 2. Just like that, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, then 2 to 1. So we are iterating row by row. Okay. This is the concept of loops. Okay. To doing repetitive work, same logic with different parameters is like printing a table of 10 because we have same logic. We want to multiply it by 10, but with different parameters. So the parameter is I. So here, if we write same logic, but with different parameter, which is I. I is changing because first we want to multiply it by 1, then it by 2. So 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20. So I is changing. Only the parameter is different, but the logic is same. When we are printing hello 10 times, so it is a repetitive work. Okay. So loops are very important in programming languages. You will have many use cases where you will have to use the loop or you have to iterate over one another. Okay. Suppose you have to suppose you have 10 records. So you have to iterate over all the 10 records to gather some information. Okay. So loops are very important. So if you have any questions, please write it in the comment section of YouTube and I will try to answer that. Okay. So that's it for today. Bye bye guys. See you soon.